Hi, so first of all, this video is gonna go up early. I don't normally post videos like this. I only do every other Saturday, but this is a video about the current affairs, and so it's gonna go up hopefully today, which today is the 14th of May. I was watching the news and I saw something that I wish to comment on, and by some miracle and after a lot of hard work, I actually managed to get a hold of the actual file, the clip that I saw on TV. So I'm gonna put it here in this video, split it in parts and comment on each part and yeah, and just talk about it because a lot has happened and I just feel the need to talk about this. Okay, so I'm gonna watch this once again on my laptop here and you're gonna be watching on the screen and then yeah, and let's just start.
This is BBC World News. Here are the headlines. 1.5 billion WhatsApp users have been urged to download the latest updates to tackle a security flaw that allowed users to be spied on with surveillance software. It's thought the spyware could be installed by calling mobile phones, even if people didn't answer the calls.
I'm sorry, did you hear what I just heard? Because I'm not sure. I had to watch it like 3 times to make sure that this is actually the case, that this is going on. Okay, so WhatsApp is a huge deal. This is something that a lot of people use. Like the spokeswoman said, 1.5 billion people have it on their phones. And now suddenly you find out that there's a security flaw and anybody can get access to all your private information, and so you can get your phone infected just by getting a call and not even answering it. So do you understand what this means? This is a whole nother level. This is really scary here. And I recently uploaded a video to my YouTube channel that was called Privacy Concerns, Everyone Chill, or something along those lines. And I talked about how people kind of exaggerate and just take it a little too far. Well, this is the type of stuff that should never ever happen. These are huge companies and this just should not be happening. It's just one more way to see that we really are nowhere. We think that we've gotten to some point. We think that we're I don't know, advanced civilization. We are not. If things like that are happening, that means that it's just complete chaos and anything is possible. I don't actually have WhatsApp myself. I don't use it, but I know a lot of people that use it, and it's just a terrible thing. And the thing is, if you still believe in the things that you were taught at school and in the worldview that is being promoted, then keep watching this video and this news broadcast because this is going to change your perspective completely, and this just shows in a really great way, tragic way, but great way, how chaotic our world is and how not right it is and how much change is needed and necessary. So here we go, let's watch the second clip.
With new peace talks about to begin, UN officials and aid workers are saying 4 years of war in Yemen have left half the population in acute need. Fighting's thought to have killed nearly 7,000 civilians.
See, what you just saw is extremely sad, and the saddest thing about this is that we do this to ourselves, okay? This isn't a nature cataclysm, this isn't anything else. We are doing this to ourselves. We are the ones that are producing weapons. We are the ones that get into conflicts. We are the ones that pick up the weapons and use them. We are the ones that become soldiers, that become members of the army and all that stuff. We are the ones that are doing this. We don't have to. And everyone that is doing this currently, all they need to do is just put everything down on the ground, whatever it is that they're holding, and just leave. This isn't necessary. We are not fighting some kind of monster here. We are fighting ourselves, and there is absolutely no point in doing that because all the boundaries that we have, the countries and all sorts of boundaries that are in this world, the differences between our cultures, all of that is basically artificial. It's something that we created. It doesn't actually exist. When you look at the earth, you have no borders, countries' borders. You don't have that. As for languages and cultures, that doesn't really matter. We're still just one. We're one. Some people are just stuck and they feel like they're fighting for maybe a good cause, but fighting is never for a good cause. If it's that sort of fighting. We just need to remind ourselves that we're all people, we're all from here. We're not from, and it doesn't matter where you're from, and it doesn't matter what sort of differences you have with somebody else. There is no point in fighting, and the only way that we can make progress and we can do something good and make this world a better place is if we work together. You don't have to be Einstein to come up with that. And now try to think about the countries that are doing much better than Yemen, for example, and try to think about all the things that people are doing there. How much fun they're having, how much alcohol they consume, how many TV shows there are that are meant to entertain, often in stupid ways. How much people just laugh and just live their lives while all of this is happening somewhere else. And this is actually really hard to talk about. And this is really, even for me, I've always been interested in all this, but this is really crazy to me. I just don't understand how people can be so narrow-minded, you could say, because there are people that just live in their countries and either they have no idea about what's going on elsewhere, or they know and yet they just decide to consciously decide to ignore it. Some people have problems with this to the point where they can't live because they worry so much about what's happening elsewhere, and so then they're sent to a psychologist or somebody, and then a psychologist tries to calm them down and tries to and they're being treated as if they were out of their minds. But they are the ones that actually have the right way of looking at things, and everyone else that is consciously choosing to ignore as sensitive information as this, they are the ones that have problems, that should go to a psychologist or somebody, Try to think about somebody who just goes to all these designer shops and gets handbags that cost, upwards of just thousands of dollars. Okay, and then think about clothes and think about everything else, and it's just material. To think about this is just material. You don't have to go to these stores and give them so much money, what's gonna happen to that money? Do you think that it's gonna go to good causes? Okay, let's go with the third clip.
A jury in California has awarded more than $2 billion to a couple who say Roundup, the world's most widely used weed killer, is responsible for their cancer.
I mean, this is actually good news because the couple that sued the company won, and they've gotten a reward that is unbelievable. But the point of this whole story is that this shouldn't have even happened. We shouldn't even have products that have any sort of harmful effects for us. I don't know how someone even comes up with that idea, and I think it's mainly because we have too many people, and there's a need for enormous amounts of food and enormous amounts of just stuff, and that's why people produce this. If we had a lot less people, then maybe we would just be able to live off of our own, land where we could grow our own vegetables and fruits and things. I'm just trying to create a vision here for you to try to understand that this world could work differently. Things could have been done differently if we had if we had some sort of plan. Any plan. We do not have a plan at all. We just keep going and keep going and keep going. And if we continue to do that, we might just arrive at self-annihilation. Or is it annihilation? I think it's annihilation, sorry. But anyway, I think this is the only good news from here, this story, because it's a success, basically. But it's extremely sad as well. Now let's go to the fourth clip.
The British government's Brexit negotiator is heading to Brussels for fresh talks with the EU. Ollie Robbins' visit follows the latest round of negotiations between the Conservatives and Labour.
Conservatives and Labour, blah blah blah. So yeah, this last piece of news is just plainly depressing as it is, because it's just, this has been going on for so long. I think everyone is tired of it by now. And also just why would you just, what kind of decision is that for England to leave the EU? What kind of example does that give? And England being so important to everybody, just behaving like, oh no, this is not good enough for me, you guys do whatever you want, I'm out of here. The EU may not be the perfect organization, but it is a good idea. It almost seems like it's a playground of some sort. Like adults are just, they can't come to any decision and they can't do anything. They just keep meeting, they keep having talks, they keep having these you know, and it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, anyway, I think this is all the proof that you need to see that what we've created here is far from perfect, and there are major changes that are needed because you know, small changes are important, small steps are important, but there are major things that require change. And this is something that it's up to us. We can either come to our senses in time and make a smart decision, or you know, or it's just gonna be a disaster. Anyway, I don't think I have anything more to say on this. This was the entire news broadcast. We've seen everything now. And what you think of it is just, you know, it's up to you. But I think that for most people, this should be enough to see that we have major problems here that we should be focusing on, that we should be fixing. And again, as much as I understand people's need for entertainment, it also scares me to death that people are so hooked on that and so unknowledgeable sometimes, and just so like they don't have a care in the world. And there's so much going on that needs our attention and action. And it's important to remember that this is all up to us. This is everything that we've just seen is our doing. We've done this, and we have the responsibility to fix this and to set the course right. And the people that say that we can't change the world or we can't change the way things are just the ones that have been alive for a little bit too long, and they've gotten too used to the current state of things. So to end this video, I just want to remind you that there's not going to be a video upload on one of the Saturdays, just because this is my Saturday video. I'm just uploading it earlier. So yeah, but after that, everything goes back to normal, and I'm gonna be uploading as always. So thank you so much for being here again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it, or I changed your perspective, or any of that. Yeah, have a great week. Bye.